This is Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Couldn't do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back this to show our appreciation. Tune in daily, get your positive vibrations. Learn different words in your own native language. Learn being black ain't all about slavery. Put that in the school book as part of education. We need to rewrite it, need some better information. Like how we built the pyramids and formed our own nation. Visit different continents and then try to invade them. Way before Columbus, but that ain't none of these pages. It's all just rumors, just a bunch of speculation. But why in every myth, every hero is Caucasian? Even white people starting to say this shit is racist. Like how they talking to blacks for this vaccination. This is Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back this to show our appreciation. This is Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back this to show our appreciation. Appreciate the views and appreciate the comments. Keeping it real, always giving you this content. Hoping that my people don't take nothing out of context. Giving you
positive vibration. Good day to you all. Thank you. This is Major. Thank you for tuning in Major TV. Let's talk. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for viewing. Please like and share the live. Please like and share the live. Today we're gonna talk about something that I think needs to be talked about, and I really believe that in the day and time there was a lot of things happening that people appearing to be surprised by or becoming now informed about this new awakening, but there is so much that's been said and did already, better than we doing today. First, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're tuning in, you're welcome to come into the chat, make a comment, salute where you salute to those who want to speak about where they from. You just want to say hey to the channel. I really appreciate that. It's all about that relationship, that continuity, that networking. We communicating and connecting. My sister put up Tara Muhammad. Peace, brother. Glad to see you, hear you. Thank you so much, Sam and you for coming through. My live was 30 minutes late. I post two pictures, one of Kwame Brown and the Staten King. I went to a special, her birthday was this, she made 45. Happy birthday to the Queen Angela. It was a nice show. I was able to network and talk to some people, even Kwame. And I'm working on some things for the future of Major TV and just with the platform, real talk. So as I allow people to come in, because I'm gonna give a brief second for people to come in, but let me do something right quick. So this is on my mind. Let people come on in, because sometimes we be late for the party. But shouts out to this brother here, Brother OC, the great. Did something for the channel. I really appreciate that, right? And I want to play this video in a second. Oh, yeah. That too. So I want to play a video advertising the event this next month on the 12th. This brother did a nice video, nice ad, and that shouts out to them for doing this. I appreciate that.
Oh man, y'all want to hear some good music? You gotta listen to Rell. I ain't gonna lie, this brother got that fire. Check this out. Yeah.
Now let me walk you like I own a place. Just stay on my shoulder and you know I got a bone to pick. Let me see your skeleton. Black and I'm militant. Plus I am a ladies man. Forgive me for my shady past. Born in the asylum, maybe. I'm black. I just wanna stay in my zone, tell me I'm wrong. I'm a king, take my throne. Need me a queen, she gotta be raw, she gotta be lost, she gotta be raw. That's me to heaven, she shit from the law. I give it all when I'm spitting these balls. Made it from nothing, this shit is bizarre. Trying to forget everything that I saw.
Advertising violence like the product making zombies. Weak-minded, easy science, anti-crisis. It's a crisis under Zion. We been grinding.
All these copies, zero rocks is gon' riot. No knowledge, good golly, picking cotton just to make a couple dollars. Poisoning the people conscious. We'll be held accountable, cause that effect was domino on display at my carnival. This rap is trash. I don't like that vocabulary. Killing niggas in February, the only month our Blackberry. This black love imaginary like Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. I chose to tell my kids the truth. I'm the one buying all your presents. Yeah. They ain't give us nothing, we ain't in the world. They criticizing the where we live. We ain't got no feelings we can't feel. Still bleeding like we can't heal. Been a lot of trauma through these years. I was family suffering, y'all in my prayers. I'm in grind mode, I didn't go to bed. Stop buying, broke grind sheds. Trying to get property and assets. Make good investments. Ain't been grown for my birthday. No egos and they Franklins. I've been patient, now I'm ancient. You know my flow been sanctioned.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hey, my people, what's going on? This is MajorTV Let's Talk. I have a special announcement. MajorTV Let's Talk live set featuring the artist Rell, the man behind the music of MajorTV. You don't want to miss this event. Get your tickets ASAP. Rell will talk about his single that'll drop at the end of the month, his mixtape, and his journey in the music game. But we will also have a special guest comedian, Mac Page, a DJ and live band, The Party. Experience a wonderful night of entertainment, socializing, and enjoyment. When you purchase tickets, it will include food, photos, and entertainment. You don't want to miss an up-and-person moment with MajorTV staff and the people. Come hang out and have a very nice time. MajorTV Let's Talk live set, March 12th. Doors open at 7 p.m. and end at midnight. Don't miss this great event. Peace.
This a Panther party, AKs, Max and MC Sting, fighting for our rights, boy. This ain't fucking slavery. Want my people to stop what we in right.
I had to watch it all the way through. Sorry, I caught up into just what OC the Great on TV did. Sorry, some stuff going on. We about to kill that. Technical difficulties. But I want to first thank OC the Great for doing this for me. I really appreciate that. The brother didn't have to do this for me because this was free. You know, it wasn't like I had to pay him. Just reached out to him, let him know what I'm doing, and he supported. So I want to shout out a special salute and thanks to brother OC Great. Let me holler some more people in the chat. I forgot to highlight Jody Jones, the first person to say shout out to me, TV GMJ. Man, that's the business, Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out to Jody. Thank you so much for coming through. I see Pat Tarvin building. Salute at Major. Salute you, Pat, for coming through. Thank you so much for the support. And Monica Jules, I met her today. I think we sit together at the actual Angela Staten actual birthday party. She had a fire show too. Salute to the sister, Michael Jules. Hello at Major and everyone in the chat, new subscriber. Thank you so much. Real talk, beautiful people. Enjoyed your company, sister. Real talk. I'm allowing the chat to kind of build up a little bit before I get into it, because once I get into it, I don't go through the comments and whatnot. But I want people to feel like they're at home with that MajorTV. It's not like I'm talking to a camera, but I'm really talking to you, and you right there in my face. And my goal is to always try to engage with the people, because for me, like at the top, you look at the top of the screen and see real engagement within the Black community. It's not just me talking. Your comments matter. how you feel, what you're thinking about, what's on your mind, whether it's the top we're talking about now or in general. What I don't allow is the trolling and the negativity. I don't mind anyone having an opinion, but be respectful to your opinion. And tonight, this was on my mind for a minute, and I know I titled nothing. I really wanted titled nothing new under the sun. And I watch how people gravitate to this one, that one, this organization and movement. And a lot of times people get discouraged and they walk away, right? And they be like, man, there's no unity. We won't never come together. Black people full of this and that and other. And for me, I be trying to just do some mind-provoking thing. When I be talking to people, I really be trying to provoke your mind and make you think about our situation, right? That's why I want to go back and I want to fast forward now. And there is nothing that been said or did today that wasn't done already. In short, there's nothing new under the sun. And I had a chance to meet a lot of people, even while the chat, but I met a lot of people personally. And they were just so like, they would be stuck on a certain person, a certain idea. And I don't knock nobody. But when I look at, because I threw myself in the movement. Everybody knew I just decided to just start doing the YouTube thing that gradually turned to black media. I was able to get the interviews in. I was able to travel, meet people, and what have you. And I look at the issue with the unity. I look at the issue with our people. I look at that, right? And, we always talking about how we need to unify, how we keep repeating history, or people repeating history, however you want to put it. But this discussion here can just go into examples of things that happen that we see happening now or happening later years. We're going to go way back and show you what people's doing a lot of this, right? And we think about what's going on with us today. Why we haven't learned anything from that? What is the real problem? Like, and I'm gonna just throw some stuff out there to you, right? Like Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman. I just want to throw some names out there. We know Nat had a major revolt or major revolt against enemy in a sense, whereas he didn't spare no life because he's seen what we were going through as a people. And we see today how some of us, I remember the Dallas situation in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, how you had black men just decide to start just shooting police. And it was bastardized by the media, but I only seen one black woman really spoke up. Everybody was real quiet and real loud. These brothers pick up some guns in Dallas and Baton Rouge and with the busting after the killings of black men, And that was the real deal. You ain't catch nobody really. I seen one black woman, she on CNN because she reported like they deserve that. And they got on, I don't know why people be wanting to go in front of me. She went on CNN and they wound up, making it kind of piggyback on what she said and what have you, because they were trying to show how insensitive she was. And we know how powerful this media is. But what she said was actually true. And it ain't funny, the Rell got the gun, right? So, we look at things in the past and we don't realize different things. I know the Nat Turner situation was definitely way more impactful, right? Because it went down in the books of history that there was a slave revolt like that. But then you have Harriet Tubman that also had a major revolt of freeing our people. And she did it with a gun in her hand, right? And we talking about a woman that did something that a man could do. She decided to say a black woman, a melanated woman, a native, or whatever you want to call her, ex-slave. This sister Same thing that eternity. She's seen the things she didn't like. She's seen the mistreatment. She's seen the fact that we don't try to get our own freedom. We're going to take our freedom. They won't just give it to us. People don't realize because of slave revolts, that propelled them to the degree to abolish. It wasn't just something they felt sorry to say, we're gonna free the slaves. Abraham Lincoln, they looked at the big picture. When we look back and we see that, and we like, because I'm gonna throw some names out there, right? And the two people I'm just talking about, this side, they right to stand up. They human right to stand up and say, I'm not accepting this anymore. Let's talk about Marcus Garvey, Universal Negro Improvement Association, African Community League. Let's talk about UNIA. Let's talk about how this brother, and people realize back in them days, black people it was balling. They had some things going on back then. And this brother was able to organize people and organize people in such a way that it's been duplicated, but not on the level of where he had the military mindset, the structural mindset, understanding what it was all about, right? We know what the enemy did, put structural charges to find a way to excite their power to bring the brother down. We've seen somebody actually exercising self-determination or self-governing. We actually seen that, and at that time was more easy to do because we already knew in that time, like in the late 1800s and early 1900s, it was so blatant Jim Crow racism and discrimination that we really had no choice but to really deal with each other, to really come together and make sense of what was happening to us. We really had that need and love to want to help each other and fight against the woes and the evils and the wrongs that was happening to us, right? And though we could always protect our circle, there'd always be somebody that was fine to hang, lock up, or what have you. It was successful to a degree that there is a legacy of Marcus Garvey, the great Marcus Garvey, name spoken every day out of many people's mouths. People replicating what he did. And it just wasn't about the Back to Africa movement, but just the fact that he had the mindset that we got to depend on each other. And he understood the big picture. You know, we got the NOA, Nation Islam, similarly, you know what I'm saying? That was inspired, you know what I'm saying? That you could say the Drew Ali, Noble Ali, and others, right? That inspired the nation and whatnot. And you look at it operating now, right? We see it's not like the UNIA, it's not like that, but it's close to it, right? Because for us to really separate ourselves in the sense of really depending on what we can do for self, it require that we understand the big picture, saying that if this economy not working for us, we gotta make something work for us, create our own value in our community, put the business and so forth on. And then you got Malcolm. Malcolm really brought in the big picture about human rights. Because there was a big argument about civil rights versus human rights, right? And people break down civil rights, what civil mean, B.O.B., and so forth, so on, and what have you. And human rights, is something that's basically God-given, right? That no man can really just write something for another person if it's not within the understanding of the rights and freedoms that a mankind should have. When you look at Malcolm and what he did and how he was able to grow organizations so fast and so powerful, it did inspire the Black Panther Party, which we'll talk about next. That actually, people say, well, it wasn't a militia, but they had guns. They had to be a militia. They had guns, and it was actually like being targeted and getting into it with the authorities, And people try to, like Slick Side, throw a twist of Black Panthers, but what they did was tremendous, especially in the neighborhoods. And their angle was entirely different than we see in the Black Power movement, where they were just saying it's about the people. It was about the people, specifically our people. They also included others that was poor and that was actually being taken advantage of by the government, And when you look at all this, right, and I'm just talking about people organizing and taking action. And we had three things that stand out back in them days: civil rights, human rights, and justice. And the three things that we bounce on. You hear people talk about, they roll off their lip. They really be like, oh man, our civil rights, it's about our human rights, it's about justice. And when I call out the Harriet Tubmans, the Nat Turners, the Marcus Garveys, Nation Islam, Malcolm X, Black Panther Party, I can throw MLK in there, right? These people dedicated life. And though we know throughout the movement, people haven't always been on the same page. There's been splits. There have been people not agreeing. There's been division back then. But the passion, the drive was different. And when I look at what's going on today, right, I see the regurgitating of the same movements and the same thing. And when people are like, I didn't notice and what have you, they be surprised to be hearing people currently talk about stuff like that. Well, they took the time to read, do research, and talk about this, but it's been out there. It's really been out there. And with the internet, YouTube, social media, it's so easy to find out whatever you want to find out. And where I'm going at somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this. But the problem I see now, as well as back then, I'm just talking about now. I see that we fail to come together for the greater good, right? It's like you can talk about our ancestors of the past. You can brag on them. You can pray in their name. You can acknowledge them however you want. You can try to duplicate, right? But if you don't understand that the greater good is better than division, if we don't understand that, if you and I can't agree on some of the basic things that can help improve our community, we do have to agree we have the same enemy, same problem, and what we're going to do about it. And see, too many times when you see this back and forth type of thing going on, too many times when you see people going at each other like that, it be egos, it be narcissism, it be pride, it be the fact that some people really want their name and their face on everything. They really want to be acknowledged by everything they're doing. And this is a goddamn war. This is I was at shout out to Angela Staten King show, and I was understanding some of the things she was saying. But what I didn't agree with the fact is we've been operating under a racist regime for so long. And to try to rationalize how one slave master can treat you better than another slave master when we haven't really decided what we want to do as a people. That's why the LGBTQ community and immigrants can come with a package deal to the government and get what they want. As opposed to us, they're showing signs of force and strength. And I'm not talking about just with guns in the hands. I'm not saying they have guns like some blacks. We get armed in a minute, but a lot of time it be small fractions of us that even think that way. And then we know that, if you're not prepared, you can't be putting yourself in positions that can turn around and bite you, right? But you can underground be building. But my point is this: because we haven't really come together with a real agenda, because we haven't really, and I want to let me go back a second. Because we have established in our own community that we can take back our communities, because we have established the fact that true love and true unity is helping each other. Because with all these leaders and all these different organizations, there should be phone calls made. I'm not saying some of them don't talk, but we talking about our people being scattered all across this country. And you have only a handful of people that's really the cream of crop that's really coming from all this madness. And knowing that your people really suffer with mental health and instability in ways, whereas the motivation and the push don't always be there. And then I know personally, just growing up, the mentality of some of us that really be happy to see the next person down and they're doing good. And there's so much brainwashing, so much negative things spewed out there in our communities by our people, not just by massive media. Side our people is scary, even in leadership. And they became so cutthroat that if you're not a person that really understands what the fight is about, because see, a lot of us want to act like we know what's going on because we didn't read the book. We all are pretty aware what's going on. But a lot of us operate with a slave mentality. A lot of us operate with chains on our brain. A lot of us in our heart really don't want to see the next person do good. Because in their mind, that person do good, they're going to outdo me. As opposed to giving that person their flowers for doing what they're supposed to do in their life. Getting themselves together, dealing with family, building family up, and they contribute in the community. So when I look at now, it's like it's cool that we have some people that's very eloquent. It's cool we have people that know some stuff or they say they own it. But the problem is you can't do it by yourself. I can't do it by myself. Now, what I do within my power, I do. But I know that 2 is better than 3, 3 is better than 2, 10 is better than 5, 100 is better than 50, a million is better than 100,000. These are realities that we I feel like have to be regurgitated, because right now, as I just watch and see what's going on, it makes me think a lot about how I have to move. And I won't talk about that now. Like I said, what we must do, because I don't want to never come off sounding like a pessimist or negative. I will never want to come off saying I'm just going to talk about issues but not having no solutions and problems. And we must do move better. I think a lot of times, look at the past, I don't even really understand that what happened then is different now. It's entirely different, even though we see blatant things happen unto us, but it's still more settled in some cases. Yeah, they have some blatant stuff, but it's settled. Back then it was blatant, but you could see it. You already knew what it was, but now it's different. We have to move better. I mean, it don't make no sense to be reckless in a situation whereas there's no real structure in what you're doing. I feel like so much stuff can be achieved underground and above ground. I feel like we can show a whole different face to the people. Too many times we go on social media, we talk, Too much. Too many times we get on social media, we get too passionate and don't realize somebody watching and listening right now as I speak. And they want to know what the next video you make. They want to know what you're saying in the next video you make. They want to know what you're talking about doing. See, when you doing things without saying a lot about it, and then you bringing people together to do something about what's going on, it's a big difference than doing what I'm doing right now. I know right now I have to make videos and do things to show that in what I'm saying and what I'm doing should be inspiration. But more importantly, let you know that we're dealing with something, whereas speaking about it and actually conveying a message of hope and inspiration and moving toward doing things in our community is something just to get people to start doing things. Because see, I try to people all the time. I was just like everybody else. I was working, doing my thing. I'm blessed, all praise to God. And things was going good in my life, but I'm looking around my family, friends. I'm looking in the community, and I'm understanding why things the way it is and why we think the way we think. Well, I said, no, I have to say something. I'm listening to the regular conversation. I'm listening to stuff going on in the movement, and it's a lot of selling. There's a lot of like, and it's too much on one person anyway. But for me, a lot of time I just see it a bit different in reference to like, if you have the influence, you have the power, do something. I'm not saying get on YouTube and do no blah blah and all that, just with the rah-rah. I'm talking about really just do something. You don't even have to do the videos you don't want. This was my way of trying to provoke the conversation, the thought to want to do something. And just put something on your conscience. Because if you are like me, you care and you understand that this has been a real fight, because people be talking about a revolution. They be talking about the revolution like they're waiting for it to happen when it's happening now. And we don't see all the things and mechanisms put together to just do what? To keep us distracted and fighting against each other. But getting back what I wanted to say, we must move better. There was things in the past that we talk about, people that we really love and admire, ancestors that did things and was very deep in the movement, but there was missteps. There was things that happened that we weren't prepared for. You know what I'm saying? They weren't prepared for. And there was things that happened that back then it had to happen the way it happened, but now we can do it a bit different. Even if we chose to be aggressive, have a plan. Be prepared for the challenges. A lot of times, and I'm speaking to specific people that's out here saying they for the people, and a lot of times they be acting like they have so much bark and no bite. And what I'm saying is, if you're not prepared for the challenge that may come your way when you start speaking about topics that's uncomfortable, like whenever you talk about racism or discrimination, whenever you talk about what been done to us, and we talk about like reparation, or we talk about self-determination or self-governing, there's a reaction, even from our own people, that's uncomfortable. Of course, from the enemy. It's uncomfortable because when you have been programmed for so long to talk, pray, think, believe a certain kind of way, anything contrary to that, people don't know how to respond to it. So, I think too many times we start doing something with no real end plan or no flexible plan. And that's going to be something I'm going to be talking about in my next point, but it's like I won't lie, like the challenge I really dealt with more than anything was really with our people. With the enemy, like you can't see them. They do things subtle and whatnot. They even come in the comments and may do things, right? But it be our people that be trying to like put you in a box of go to assuming things. They don't know who you are, what you're trying to do, and what have you. And I think that's been like one of my biggest challenges, just really like understanding that. As for the enemy, I could trust me. I've been around long to tell when they come in my comments and things they say and do. But I've also interacted with sisters and brothers on the same side of the fence I'm on that showed me some shady stuff, or showed me something I should question about. But we have to definitely be ready for some challenges. And I think that was my biggest challenge, dealing with our people than anything else, because I already know the enemy coming. You don't want me talking like this, but I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to keep doing my part, because when I stop doing my part, I'm no longer a part of trying to help our people. I'm just another one that just faded doing what I'm doing. And I told y'all, I went in a rut. I have been flat. Something I'm trying to understand, because it's so demanding to try to keep a consistent message and keep trying to reach our people, And the funny part about it, we rather just sit down and watch videos and actually do something. And that's kind of crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? And it just make me think. And also, we have to be willing to look at our strengths and weaknesses. A lot of times we don't acknowledge our real weaknesses. We don't acknowledge, we see our strength. We never acknowledge our weakness. What is our weaknesses? We know our strength. What is our weaknesses? We got to definitely tune in that. And I know what my weaknesses are. And I know that I haven't been doing a great job in preparing myself for some things, because for me, they say you know who the enemy is. It's the people that's close to you, the people in your circle, your people that you have to worry about, people you show your heart to, people that you show when you're really down, you really got their back, you're really for the righteous, you're really for doing your thing. And the other very people turn you faster than anything else, because you already know your enemy at. And I think that's been one of my issues, of just opening myself up too much and allowing myself to let people that didn't deserve to be in my space, didn't deserve to be a part of my world. And for me, like, this all been a learning experience for me. This whole thing been a serious learning curve, but it made me better. I'm thinking better. I'm being more keen and my understanding and deciphering different things, what have you. Because a lot of time, the Most High God talking in a certain kind of ways, and things happen for a reason. When you come out your feeling, you really look at the situation and really understand that what you see is what it is. And sometimes what you see is not what it is. Sometimes you got to look deeper. But to me, it's like being able to have that balance to understand your strength and your weaknesses and what you're trying to do. I think this is very, very important too, to be able to make adjustments along the way. I've adjusted with what I've been doing, like, I think 3-4 times, but staying within the space, whereas how I wanted my platform to be, what I was intending to do, I'm still doing. But I had to make changes for myself, for my mental health, for my spirit. You know what I'm saying? For me, to really understand or understand that certain things gonna happen, I have no control over. And I really believe, like, if we can move better, if we can be prepared for challenges, if we can be willing to look at our strengths and weaknesses and be able to make adjustments on the fly, I think a lot of things that come our way, we're going to be able to make sense of. Like, I look at the people in my chat, right? People say, oh, man, we don't have no unity. we have unity, but it's in spots. Because you have so many people saying something that they're bringing on one umbrella where we can agree that, hey, we have to do something. That's the real issue more than unity. But the reason why there's a question mark with unity because there's so much stuff happening in our community, so much stuff happening to us that we haven't been able to figure it out. And we know who's instigating. But in the end, we have the final say, and we're not exercising that right. So for me tonight, I don't know if I got my point across, but I really was trying to say that what we're seeing now, it already happened way back when through our ancestors. But my question on the thumbnail was, what are we missing? And I believe we're missing crucial things. I believe that the real solutions to some of the most basic things that we've been dropping the ball with is the communication. Is the fact that we're not listening as carefully, and we're not understanding that if we don't get it together, if we don't really realize that we have the final say, we have the power. See, sometimes people just jump out of these ideas of how they feel about it and be so passionate, but they get ahead of themselves and realize everybody else not on board with what you're talking about doing. Let's sit down and talk about it. But some people get so impatient, get so mad, just go out in the water. And when you know your people dealing with mental health issues, you're dealing with oppressed people that also oppress themselves, that also deal with low self-esteem, self-doubt, and self-hate. And for those who have managed to deal with all this trauma, they are special. They're special, but a lot of us haven't been able to manage it. So even though I believe that we have to keep moving forward, some of us we have to be patient with. Some of us we have to know how to communicate with. Some of us we have to just show them through examples. I can't tell you the people I've changed just throughout my lifetime, just living by example. We have to live by example. If you believe what Marcus Garvey did, great Marcus Garvey did, Malcolm X, anybody, right? In the past, Black Panther, whatever, you really believe what they stood for, what they did was right, and you want to emulate or you want to do the same thing or do something similar to that, as long as you have a real plan, as long as you understand that it's your plan and your job to bring people together to believe in what you're talking about doing, the possible progressing, to me, you do have a tremendous chance of progressing. The issue is you gotta deal with everybody else that's talking about this, talking about that, and what have you. When I say deal with them, I know some of us won't never get it, probably can't be in the same room together, but we gonna have to eventually sit down and talk about this. We're gonna have to eventually try to iron out some of these differences, understand that people are dying, people are being incarcerated, people are starving out here, people are actually hurting and killing themselves. All because they're being denied, all because they're being oppressed. And you have some of our people that's making choices to be like, wait, I'm gonna be on this side of the fence. I'm gonna be Republican, I'm gonna be Democrat, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be this. But never really just say, well, damn, who can I talk to? How we can fix this? And like I said, I try to stay in the middle of a lot of my ideas and what I be thinking about this, that, and other. But everybody I spoke to, whether it's self-determination, Black-owned groups, community building, what have you, I seen some strong points, right? I seen nice movement, but I also seen hiccups and the missteps. And it's not like it can't be fixed. And you gotta realize I sit down and talk to these people, not be just critiquing like some people. I really sit down and observe. And I realized that only if they would just listen, only if they would know how to take critique or get the right people to help counsel and bring this together, it could be so much better. But I watch we shoot each other. I watch we shoot ourselves in the foot and not really understand the big picture. Doing this video for me was kind of hard because I give like major reverence to the ancestors. You know, I really do. And even though when we read and we study things and we find out things, we was like, damn, I wish they would have did this. I wish they could have come together on this or what have you. But what I do know that they sacrificed their life. They gave their all. I look at it today, we not on a level, nowhere on a level. And those who come close are those who have proven that they all the way like locked in. They're extremely special. There was some Kwame Brown said. He said like when he first started his channel, he was like he noticed that he noticed that the reason why he opened his channel the way he did and I answer when he started his channel, when he opened his channel the way he did, let people come on and advertise their business and how he be helping people. He said he noticed a lot of platforms that people claim they was down with the people. They had a price on everything. And it was amazing when he said that because I always tell people, one of the reasons I came, one of many reasons I came because I felt like moving up is being commercialized, and that people don't realize that eventually people gonna see that you're not really for the people. You about to put money in your pocket. I don't knock nobody for making money, but when it's as serious as it is, you gotta know how to separate it too. Because MajorTV, I make money doing this, but I try to separate the two and understand the most important thing is the people. That's why people know one thing. Anybody come on my platform, as long as you're not with the nonsense, as long as you're really trying to talk to the people. But there's nothing new under the sun. I'm impressed with some, and many I'm not impressed. I really feel like when I started doing this, I was seeing something. I was like, wow, okay, cool. Because I always tell people, there are more people that's more content than what you think. That's the way that's on call. It's a lot of times the call not being made. And the person that be making the call might be serious questions about it. And nobody is not trying to be controlled. They already got to deal with the enemy, but to be dealing with people that feel like they're the answer to the problem. Or answer our problems and helping solve. But at the same time showing serious questions about leadership, about working together, about communication, or that it'll definitely turn anyone off. People really thought they had me figured out. Some people thought they had me figured out. They didn't. They didn't know me. They just knew I was interviewing, making videos. When I went to come on, just talking about certain things, I surprised a lot of people. And I always say, I'm about networking and building. I'm about loving on each other. I'm about us unifying. I'm about us building. That's what I've always been about. But I think that a lot of times we don't really even see that. And I see the video about we came to see someone genuine. It's hard to see someone genuine. It's not the exact, way I forgot how I was saying it, but I was like, how we can see somebody genuine dysfunction and confusion are norms. It's a norm for us to just be ready to entertain a lot of nonsense. But when we see a sister, brother that's really coming from the heart and really just trying to reach out and touch the people, it's like, and really do things, like, it's hard for people to see that. And for me, at times, I feel like on what I be doing, what I be saying, I don't know if it get over the people. The people go to commenting, and then they go to They go get in the chat, emailing me and stuff like that, and they be telling me how, what I'm saying is true, how I'm touching a lot of people. Like, so that's what I want to say. Project Bear, respected you, my brother. Yes, sir. Black first, second, and third. Hello. Thank you for coming through, fam. My brother, Rolling Cold. Peace, my brother. My energy of our ancestors be with you on your revolutionary endeavors to empower our people with truth. Real talk. I mean, all praises. Thank you, brother, for that comment. I just wanted to come to the people and just have a word. I just want everybody to know that there is things we fight for out here that we've been fighting for in slavery and after slavery. There is things that's happening to us. What's happening then? But my question was, what we missing? Because they fall back there way more aggressive than we fight. We more into the looking good. We more into posing, for the camera. We're more into sounding good and, as opposed to really realizing this life or death. We have no time to be just running our mouth. We really have to sit down and address these issues. How we're gonna make a change. And either you only have a handful of people, those handful of people can inspire a nation. When you look at history, it was always one person, a small group. Look at Nat Turner. Look at Harry Tubman. Look at Marcus Garvey. Look at Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Look at Malcolm X. Look at the European Union. I mean, just look around. Mr. Louis Farrakhan, Mr. Louis Farrakhan, and what have you. So there is things that didn't happen. It's sure it can happen. And most recently, we've seen different things in the movement that inspire people. And currently, unfortunately, it haven't been sustained. So once you start something, you have to sustain that, And enemy has been very successful in dismantling anything for it just blow up. Some people say, why people keep talking publicly? Why people keep opening them? That's true. I mean, if you've seen what they already did, why you would do that? And that's I made a video a year or so ago called United States Government versus Black Power Movement. And it was like a 2-hour video. And I say, what we learned. We learned the government know if they cut the head, the body fall. And if you don't have people in place to come behind you, you see today the same stuff happening right now today. People start movements, and soon they get the head, everything just fall apart. We haven't learned as much. We learned some things, but in the application of it and actually applying, we haven't. Self-determination has been pushed since we've been in this country, but you don't hear that talked about but among certain group of people. Just exercising it or trying to exercise it. General population is so disconnected from it. The enemy have really worked the Mickey on us. We have really been bamboozled, brainwashed, lied to, misled. So that was on my mental, y'all. I'm gonna hold y'all up. I do want y'all to know I already dropped the video already. In here, but we have this event. MajorTV live set March the 12th, 7 p.m. to 12 midnight, featuring Rell, the artists off of Major TV Music. We also have a special guest comedian, Mac Page, very, very funny. A DJ as well as a live band. It's gonna be real funky, gonna be fun. We can network, we can really build off this. We really can get behind something that's for the people, something that we can actually network. You got people that are gonna be the of influence, of people that you may meet that you may want to network down the line. Even me, of course, some people can always meet me, but I'm everywhere, so you don't have to worry about not seeing me. But it just if we don't get from behind the camera sometimes, get behind the phone and really meet our people. What that say about us? So for me, I really feel it's important that we support the event. I think it's important that we come out. We come out and do our thing. So and really and just really come represent. Again, I want to thank everybody watching this live. Y'all like and share if you catch the replay. Share it with somebody. This topic was very simple. There is nothing that has been said or done that haven't been done before. What are we missing though? We regurgitating, someone's reliving moments of certain stance and certain movements and current day. However, we get caught in the same trap where the enemy is coming in and disrupt everything. We are talking too much on social media, and we are letting our ego and pride get in the way. We have to have a better structure, better communication. And if we have any kind of influence, don't let that influence go in vain. Pull people together. And I'm quite sure people out there doing it right now. But I need all of us to try to do that. I need you, as watch this camera. Do your part. Spread the word. Do your part. Spread the word. Get the word out. So thank y'all for love and support. I really, really appreciate you all. Hope I didn't take all your time up. But I want to share this video again about the event. I definitely want you all to support it because we all we got. Real talk. So with that being said, y'all stay focused, stay on cool, and just be black. Peace.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. If I don't talk to you, the church in this message, so I gotta drop a couple jewels. Did it for my people, need some guidance, and they seek the truth. Tired of propaganda, and they sick of being lied to. There's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. We need more wisdom, we need more love. I'm screaming peace on my people, I'm talking one love. And positive people, we need some more of. And black-owned businesses in my neighborhood really need to talk about our condition. TV and the media is painting strange pictures. This is MajorTV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Couldn't do it without you need your full participation. And we give it back to show our appreciation. Tune in daily, get your positive vibrations. Learn different words in your own native language. Learn being black ain't all about slavery. Put that in the school book as part of education. We need to rewrite it, need some better information. Like how we built the pyramids and formed our own nation. Visit different continents and then try to invade them. Way before Columbus, but that